we got a big night tonight for the Sixers. And in fact, I'll say it this way. It could be a franchise-changing night if they do the right thing, if they land the right player, if they approach this the right way. And, Hugh, what's hard is I don't know what their goal is tonight. I don't know what the Sixers' goal is tonight when this NBA draft starts. There's a lot of rumors out there. We'll get to some of the names here in a few minutes of where they could land, players that we've been talking about a little bit over the last couple of weeks. But I just want to start this way. Hugh, I don't think the Sixers should be thinking about this coming season at all tonight. I just think they should be focused on the big picture, which is getting, whether they take a player or three, they move down a couple spots, whatever they do, I think they need to set themselves up for the next 5 years. There's been a lot of talk. We brought it up a little bit on Monday. I heard afternoon show yesterday, morning show today, on the idea this Eastern Conference is open now, right? That there's a lot of injuries in the Eastern Conference. It wasn't that great of a conference anyway. I would guess the favorite next year is the Knicks, and I don't think anyone looks at them.
Has to be. They're pretty healthy.
But they don't have a coach right now. Not a super team, but
yeah,
so they don't have a coach. So I understand that why Daryl Morey could look at his team and say, "Hey,
we can strike while iron's hot.
I got Paul George still. I got Joel Embiid. I got Tyrese Maxey. I should do something tonight to help me out for this coming season." I think that would be a major mistake. The Sixers need to think long-term about this and get the right player, both from a performance and a mentality standpoint. I want a winner in here. I want someone with the right attitude and not just, hey, he'll help us next year. Hugh, do you think the Sixers should have this coming season in mind tonight?
When I think of this incoming season and having it in mind, I think we're on the same page, Joe, because I want to get some young players that you could build with and start moving forward and start, moving on from the process. Because I think we have process fatigue here. And we have some nice little young players. Nice little, that sounds crazy.
Nice young
players.
There we go.
Yeah, sounds crazy. It's hot, man, in my mind. Going.
It's perfectly air conditioned.
No, I'm saying it's hot outside. It's hot outside.
It's hot outside. It's cool in here.
But they have some nice young players that I think that you could build with. So yes, I think we're on the same page moving forward. Get rid of the older cats. And let's get the young cats in here.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they might be stuck with some of these older guys. I mean, I don't know how
of the money situation.
Yeah, and they'd probably have to attach real picks to get off of George and Embiid. So I have accepted that. What I don't want tonight, I'll just paint a scenario, is they trade down from 3 to like 7 or 8 in order to get a role player in here that can help them next year. But we drop from 3 to 7 or 8, and the chances of us getting a star are diminished. The next player to put next to Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey is diminished because, we just wanted to get this role player to fit. It feels so short-sighted to try to attack next season. The Sixers, let's just, again, the best way they could try to win a championship is to stop trying to win one right now. They're not a championship team. I was listening as I drove home yesterday to the afternoon show, and they were debating, and Elliot was on, and what if, Spike was like, what if Joel Embiid plays 50 games next year? They can't, be a competitive team. I'm like, I'm so far past that.
Who believes that, though?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, I hope the Sixers don't. I know you and I don't, but if Daryl Morey does, we're screwed.
No, I'm just saying. I know Spike's a big Sixers fan, but I'm like, seriously, who believes right now, with everything that we know about this situation, which ain't a whole lot, that Joel Embiid is going to give us 50 games next year? He was more concerned last year about the person who told the media member that he was not going to rehab or coming in late to rehab.
Right.
So now all of a sudden, because, see, that's what we're talking about, because now all of a sudden he going to take his rehab seriously. He's going to take this experimental procedure seriously and get ready to go. And listen, I don't think Joel Embiid's a bad guy, but let's be honest here, people. When you think about what he's been through and the money that they've given him and the fact that his own players on his team talked about his work ethic, that he's going to change that in a couple of months? I mean, because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen. So we got what they say, fish or cut bait. We got to cut bait in this situation.
Yeah, and they have to stop believing they have the answers here. They got to find the next answer. They got to find the next player. And look, I like Maxey, and he's obviously here now long term. I like what I saw out of McCain, and now use this pick tonight to add to those two, and that's the next core that could win something with the Sixers. It's not what's already here. It's those young guys, and that's where I want to go tonight. Again, I can't tell you that the player they take at 3 is definitely going to be the right player. I don't know that. We won't find out for years. But I'd much rather take a shot at number 3 and get a kid there that could be a building block rather than, we'll trade down a few spots, but we get a role player back or we get off. No. That's not going to work. Trying to get off a bad contract or trying to move on up. How about just trying to get the best young player and give yourself a chance down the line? 215-592-9494. That's how you hop in. Kyle, where do you come down as the Sixers get ready for a night that, I mean, heck, the third pick in the draft often becomes a great player.
Yeah.
They, just by NBA history, they have a shot tonight to change their franchise if Daryl Morey makes the right pick.
And so I'll say this. I do have a lot of faith that Daryl Morey's going to make the right pick. Like, if we can say a lot about Daryl Morey's tenure with the Sixers, he's drafted pretty damn well. Mm-hmm. I mean, Maxey and McCain, that's the one thing.
He hasn't had this high of a pick, but he's drafted well.
No, he hasn't.
He is.
But I mean, I can call me crazy if you want. You're probably going to call me crazy after I say everything else I'm going to say. I trust Daryl to make this pick, but
oh boy.
So in a perfect world.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait, hold up.
What?
Did you just say you trust him to make this pick?
Yes.
Daryl Morey.
Yes.
Oh, okay, my fault. I just wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
I mean, I'll say it loud and clear. I mean, he drafted Tyrese Maxey very late in the first round. He drafted Jared McCain. I mean, nobody thought he was going to be what he was before he got injured.
Picks. Those are both good
picks. He's made great picks with the Sixers. But
before he did all of that, well, he had Tyrese Maxey, but he did give Joel Embiid $100 million.
Well, but that's my point. Like we can say what we want about his tenure. I think he's been good at drafting. That's the one thing we can't knock him for, at least to this point. So I trust him to make the pick. I think in the perfect world, they just end up with the best player who, maybe 3 years from now is a guy that they can build around. That's what you expect out of a third overall pick. But if you ask me if they should have next season in mind at all, of course they should. Out of necessity, one, they're pretty much locked into Joel Embiid and Paul George next year, no matter what. But two, the stars kind of align for them in the East next season where Boston's offloading they just offloaded Porzingis. They just got rid of Drew Holiday.
Yep.
Jaylen Brown's name's been floating around in trade rumors. And Jason Tatum's going to be out with an Achilles for the entire year. Boston seems like they're sort of punting next season, or at least looking towards going back at it once Jason Tatum's healthy again. It's really just the Knicks at this point and the Cavs, right? Mm-hmm. Because Halliburton's out too. Dame Lillard's going to be out, and we don't know about Giannis's future with Milwaukee. The East is open. So while I think there's a very good chance that the Sixers end up just where they are, again, last year, where they were at the bottom of the league, but there's also a pretty good chance, would it be crazy if the Sixers ended up as a 3 or 4 seed in the East next season? Wait a minute,
hold up, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We must be having 2 different conversations. You're talking about going for it next year as in trying to win a championship?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I give them less than 1% chance.
I understand that. I'm not telling you that it's a great likelihood.
Who we got with Joel Embiid and Paul George?
Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, a healthy Jared McCain,
are
and
you
then
drunk?
whoever. Hugh, what if they trade back a couple picks, end up getting a good role player that fits in now?
So we're trading back from a guy to get a role player to put next to Joel Embiid.
But you're also taking a kid at number 5 or 6 that's going to help you for the future. That I think is threading the needle in the perfect way.
Did you just hit me with a what if? What if my hair grows and I get a Jerry curl?
Well, we know that's a 0% chance of happening.
That'd be great for the show. I mean, that would be great for the show.
I'm just saying, while I understand the chances are slim, it's still a chance.
This is like a kid who burned his hand on the stove and went back. Is it going to burn again?
Dreaming all I want.
It's going to burn again.
No, you know what has happened? Something. Kyle's way too optimistic. I don't trust this.
I'm not even being optimistic. I'm just telling you.
What did you do with the real Kyle?
This is an imposter.
You have to be a clone.
You have to
be a clone.
I'm wiping the dirt
off the mat. Get back down. Cover up.
Who did you just call a turd this morning? Who he called
Rojas a turd?
You just called Rojas a turd, but now you want me to sit here and believe that you believe.
Hold on.
In Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid's a former league MVP. Okay, he's not a turd. He's not Johan Rojas. I know that things are grim.
So is Derrick Rose. I mean, there's a lot of former league MVPs.
Okay, but I look. You guys are painting me out to be something that I'm not. I'm not delusional.
Unbelievable. Unreal.
Guys, I understand the chances are slim.
Delusional.
But there is a chance. You're
catastrophizing me.
I think you can thread the needle in a way that you get somebody that helps this year and somebody that helps you for the future.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How many years? Listen, Kyle, you've been here longer than me. I've only been here 3 years, and I'm already tired of this. Because
maybe you should listen to me.
No, I'm not.
That's the opposite. Dude, you should do.
How many? It's 3 years. We've limped into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Well, before year, when we won 24 games.
Yeah. I forgot about this year. This year, Joel Embiid played probably 20 games. We limped into the playoffs. We had one shining moment where it looked like Joel Embiid was going to turn the corner.
The youngest team in decades just won the championship, and we're like, you know what? Let's go get him with the old guys.
Okay, but we just did this with Boston when they won. Oh, nobody, might as well just pack it in. Nobody can beat Boston, and then Boston got bounced by the freaking Knicks.
Okay. Let me just say this, or put it to you like this. Right now, if we get this third young player, are we closer to OKC with the three young players, or you know what I'm saying? Are we closer with the championship with Joel Embiid and Paul George?
We have a better shot.
We have a better. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think so.
What do you mean? No, dude. We are closer to We are closer to being OKC if we. For lack of a better way of saying it, trust the process.
You went there?
I couldn't think of another word, Joe.
We don't have that option right now. Embiid and Paul George are here next year, guys. That's the reality. They're not going anywhere.
Just tell them to stay home. I don't want to watch them play basketball next season.
Why? No. I hate that. Like, if you have the chance, you have to at least take it.
No, I want the ball in
What's
the hands
the point of punting next season if things are lining up for you to just go for it anyway? Guys, what's the worst that happens next year?
Did he say line up and go for it?
What's the worst that happens next year? We're here again? Big whoop.
No, you stunt the growth of the three young players.
The Knicks are going to stunt the growth of the young players.
Part of the reason why Shea became what he became and Jalen Williams became what he became, the second best player on the title team, is they gave them the ball. They let them progress.
The worst thing that happened is Joel Embiid only plays 20 games, and then guess what? You're putting those young players out there anyway.
Well, that's probably going to happen. All right, 215-592-9494. Where do you come down? Tonight is the NBA draft. The Sixers are the third pick. A lot of stuff out there. We're going to play some audio from some of the kids they could take tonight. But the idea of, should they, and when this draft starts tonight, be thinking about this coming season? It's weird to say that with a team with a third pick, because usually if you're the third pick, you're bad, and you have no shot. The Sixers are in this weird spot, and I think it's why Kyle is where he is today, where they have veterans. They
might have heat stroke.
He said, but I can't blame it on the Heat.
I think he's being facetious at you for your nonsense.
Oh, wait a minute, for real?
Yeah, I think that was.
But it still was funny.
Well, I think he might have a stroke when we're done with this segment, but that's the different version. Or should they just be focused on the future? I'd say I don't even want them to think next season is happening. Just focus on the future. I don't want to hear about Embiid and George anymore. 215-592-9494. All right, let's hear from some of these guys that could be the pick tonight, number 3, if they stay there. First, though, how about this name? A name we've talked about a lot. Ace Bailey yesterday spoke before the draft, and he was asked, well, does it bother you that a lot of people are saying all these things about you? Here's Ace Bailey on canceled workouts and the whole Sixers thing. Here he was yesterday.
Ace, how are you tuning out the noise in the pre-draft? And obviously, are you hearing it, and what's your thoughts on it?
No, I'm just working on basketball. That's all I'm focused on so far.
But do you feel like people have the wrong perception of you?
I feel like I can only control what I can control. I mean, you can think how you think, but I can control what I can control.
So what can you control?
Me playing basketball.
But you could have controlled going with the workout. So.
I'm focused on basketball. That's my decision. It's basketball.
I'm sorry. That's
a great question by the person asking.
It was Keith Pompey. It's a garbage answer.
Well, yeah, because you could control.
He canceled the workout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You control that. That is your control.
Right.
And somebody gave him that cookie cutter response, and they thought that it was going to be, it's going to be, evergreen for everything that was asked of him until Keith asked him, what about the workout? Because that directly is basketball.
Right. They didn't invite you here to sing and dance.
No, they invited you here to play basketball. And it made you. I mean, these kids are different. I'm always lead with that because they are, in the way that you're going about this, it might be detrimental. It really might be detrimental to you.
Yeah, I think it's detrimental to him. I mean, as we watch on TV here at McGurk's, he threw out the first pitch at the Mets game last night. I'm not sure anyone's wanted to be in Philadelphia less than Ace Bailey. So Ace spoke yesterday. All right, I think we have the opposite of Ace Bailey here. Hugh, listen to VJ Edgecombe. He's the guy that I circled right when they got the third pick. I feel like he is the best combination of what they need, what he could become in the future. I like his game a lot as a guard with a lot of defense to him, but also some upside as a scorer. This kid sounds to me just way more mature and like an adult. Here's VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor talking yesterday about the potential of being a Sixer.
How do you think you do fit in with Tyrese Maxey?
Yeah.
Embiid and Paul?
I feel like I'll be able to play off of them. They're great players. Embiid's the MVP of the league. Paul George is a runner-up before, so I just feel like I just fit in well with them, and even Coach Nurse, he's a defensive-minded coach. I feel like I play a lot of defense. So, yeah.
So a lot of the story has been on Ace Bailey. He wants to be the star of his team. He doesn't want to play with other guys. Meanwhile, they asked VJ Edgecombe about maybe being a Sixer, and he's like, I'd love to play with Embiid and George and Maxey.
Yeah, he knows the team.
Yeah, and he seems like he's willing to come in here and earn his role while he plays with the other guys that are already here.
To me, this is what I hear, Joe, because reading some of these pundits talk about this draft, there's somewhat of a drop-off, significant drop-off between the third pick and the other guys. So you're talking about a guy in Ace Bailey who knows that he's going to be, or he feels strongly that he's going to be a star because he's been told that.
Yep.
And you have a guy, compare and contrast, VJ Edgecombe, who understands what being the third pick in the draft is because he's been told that there's a tremendous drop-off from 1 to 3. I mean, from 3 to everybody else. So he's trying to position. He got that want to. That I'm taking a long way to say that his mentality is different. He's a little bit more hungry.
He sounds like he wants to be a Sixer.
Yes,
and
he's
I like
a little
that.
bit more hungry because he's come from a different background. Ace has been probably told that he's going to be a top 5 pick from the beginning of the season all the way to the end. Mm-hmm. And he's probably also been told that you have a chance, and he's probably told his agent, hey, I want to play somewhere. And his agent say the best path to do that is to go to a bad team. He doesn't care about championships, anything like that. He wants to be the man.
Yep.
And that's and somebody's told him in order to be the man, that's the quickest path to being the man.
I think you're reading the tea leaves correctly, and it makes me want Edgecombe more. I think he's got a chance to be a better player than Ace, or as an overall player, and it seems like he's just way more mature. And I'd want to have that kid here growing as a Sixer. There's one more name to throw out there. So I think there's 4 total names the Sixers could end up with tonight if they stay at 3. Ace Bailey, which let's hope they don't draft. VJ Edgecombe, we just let you hear him there. Con Knippel, we know you love him.
Con Knippel
out of Duke, he's a good player.
Knippel,
and we got to add one more to the mix. Okay, we got some audio here from Adam Finkelstein, who covers college basketball. Adam Finkelstein. Listen to what he said there. A name that is a good scorer. He led the SEC in scoring, but also would work very well for our show. Here's Finkelstein on a player we should watch for the Sixers, a kid out of Texas.
I understand VJ Edgecombe is probably the most likely outcome here, but I've been told that Philadelphia has very sincere interest in Johnson, and whether that comes at 3 or whether maybe even more likely they explore scenarios to trade down and grab him, whether it's 1, 2, 3 spots lower, there is certainly a strong interest in Trey Johnson in Philadelphia.
All right, so we have a new Trey here, Hugh, and we know how you feel.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I like Trey. I don't like it.
He led the SEC in scoring. What do you mean?
I don't want him here.
Why?
I just don't. Excuse me. I don't want him here.
Because you don't like his game, or you don't want us to use the drop of you talking about Trey? Be honest.
The drop.
I like Trey.
Excuse me. Because Kyle's wearing it out now, and I don't appreciate that. Just being honest.
All right, we need all the Treys. Trey Turner, Trey Hendrickson, Trey Johnson. Just give me the Treys.
Yeah. Just give him more fodder to play it as much as he wants to play.
So here, I'm actually at the point where now I'm considering updating my Sixers big board to put Trey Johnson above VJ Edgecombe. Just for the show.
I like VJ better.
But it's not the same. We don't have a fun VJ drop.
I mean, I could think of some fun VJ drops.
No, you got to relax over there. Okay?
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying you got to relax.
Give me VJ. And lather Vaseline on me. Right. It's too hot outside.
We're in the air conditioning.
It's way too hot.
All right,
hey, listen, Rojas caught that. Look at Rojas. He's a childish individual.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them out there.